Hi, I'm Yuka Sagira and I'm a neuro-athletic coach. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about a key principle in a brain-based approach to movement and athletic performance. And that is that athletes, and in particular high-level athletes, need to have high-definition brain-body maps. And I'm going to demonstrate an exercise that is going to help make that connection to clarify the brain's map of the body. And so what do I mean by maps? Our brain has multiple 3D representations of our entire body, from our scalp to our soles, from our inside to our outside. And the clearer those maps are, the better we're able to move. So you can think great movement requires great maps. And you can think just like you're driving and you have your GPS on your phone, if you don't have clarity, quickly loading information, good prompts that are coming at the right time, without those things, you may have slower movement, you might get lost, you're taking bad turns, etc. So if you had a great map that's loading all those things at the great time, more ease of movement, late prompts, slow loading map, worse movement. And it's the same with the body. So the better information we have of our entire body, all of our joints, our skin, everything, the better we're going to be able to move. And we're going to provide this clarification, or just a little bit of clarification of our brain-body map through our sense of touch. And so we're going to just use our hands, and in the next exercise, we're going to demonstrate how just a little bit of sensation can improve that clarity and provide greater ease of movement. The drill to help clarify the brain's connection to the body, or help clear up the map, is body brushing or body tapping. And it's basically what it sounds like. We're going to use the palms of the hands to brush the entire surface of the body to give a little bit of sensory input to the brain. Before you do the drill, you're always going to assess something. So measure flexibility. It can be a forward bend, side bend, and noticing, paying attention to, if I'm doing a side bend, I'm noticing exactly where my fingertips end up. I can warm up a little bit. If I'm touching the floor, I'm noticing my palm is flat or which knuckle is touching the floor. And then backward bending, how far, can I see backwards? So noticing what it feels like. For gymnasts, you can have them do a bridge or splits, or even do some skills so they can tumble or do a vault or half of a routine. So that's the assess. And then we do the drill, the body brushing, and then reassess exactly the same thing. So it's important to be very specific that you're doing apples to apples when you're assessing and reassessing. And to pay attention, what does it feel like? How far can I get down? So assess, reassess, and then the drill in the middle is the body brushing. So we're gonna take the palms, warm them up a little bit, and we're giving input already here to our brain around our hands. And then I'm going to just go through the scalp a few times. If my hair's up in a ponytail, I can just use my fingertips to do a little scalp massage from the front to the back. And then using fingertips, some circles in the back of the skull, the base of the skull, and then coming forward from the back of the neck towards the front of the throat. And then from there, just feel like I'm painting my body and brushing the entire surface of my body. And just doing a few passes like this, it doesn't have to take very long, but you do want to pay attention. So either paying attention to the sensation on my hand or of the skin as I'm going over the body. And it doesn't have to be like this. It can just be kind of rubbing it like this, coming to the front of the body, the ribs. And as I mentioned, it can be tapping as well. So tapping the body this way. I'm just doing the circles because it doesn't make quite as much noise. Coming around the front of the hip joint, the lower back and the back of the ribs, lumbar spine. And again, something that we want to be paying attention, right? So not talking to neighbors or whatever during warm up. Bottom of the ankle bones, top of the foot, and then tapping the bottom of the foot. And then I can also kind of give the floor a little high five, so I'm getting a little bit more sensation on the feet, which are super important. And then the other leg, So getting around the knee. If I had a recent injury or even an old injury or stitches or scars, I can give a little bit of extra attention to those because chances are the brain's map of those places is a little bit blurry. That's the drill. So just intention is covering the entire surface of the body, and then you're gonna reassess. So whatever you did before, so for me, it was my shoulder that definitely feels a little bit better, and then side bending, which also feels a tiny bit looser. So try this on your own. The other thing that you can add to it, which I highly recommend, is a dry brush. The intention of this, or it's designed to exfoliate and then also to move lymph. And I found this to be super effective for this kind of an exercise because the sensation is kind of weird and novel. And when something is novel, the brain is paying even more attention. So gymnasts that have done this on their legs, after they vault, they're like, oh, my legs felt lighter. So dry brush, it's like $5. Highly recommend having many of these in the gym just for this exact exercise. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear how this went, if you actually noticed a change, or if you did this with your gymnasts, if they noticed a change. I would love to hear that. And you can also find me on Instagram at Level Up Neuro, and you can connect with me and ask me questions there as well.